Well. Welcome back, everyone. And today, we will be doing the next stage, part 2, of painting these miniatures. Last we saw, I got all of the metal pieces done on them. Look at each of them. I did each of the metal pieces the best I can. Again, we tried to stay in the lines, but if we hit any of them, then so be it. That's what happens. So we got the lead belcher on each of those. And today, we'll be putting this harvest brown and this coffee latte. The coffee latte is going to go on their base. And then the harvest brown, which is a darker brown, will go on all of the presumably leather pieces. All of them. All of it. And then if we wanted to brighten some of them up, we'll come back with them in the next video. But for this video, we're just going to be painting the harvest brown and the cafe latte on the base. The brushes we will be using are, again, both of the Reaper miniatures paint brushes. We'll be using the 0 ball and the 2 flat. So we'll be probably doing a lot of the flat for now to do wide brush strokes and to cover more area all at once. So we'll start off with this guy like we did last time. We're going to give our harvest brown a good shake. We're going to put some onto our plate here. Use some of our clean water. Get that good and wet and add it to the paint. We want to try to keep this as thin as possible. We'll probably have to add 2 to 3 coats to this to get it fully fleshed out. So now we want to do all of this. That's a little bit too much paint, I think. All of this. So we'll do the bigger pieces first. And we're just trying to get it on there. Now again, remember like I said in the last video, we're probably going to get some paint on the metal. That's alright. That's alright. We will come back and touch all that up. So we're going to get his foot here. Going to get his foot on this side. And it's okay if you get some on the base because we're going to go over that with a different brown anyway. So go ahead and just get it on there. Yep, and get it on everything, even this middle piece right here. We're going to probably use a lighter color on that though, but for right now, we're just getting it on everything. We want this that way it's all a uniform color. And again, we're using a very thin coat on this, so you could still even see the gray popping through all of this. So we'll go back for a little bit more water. A little more watered down paint, sorry. And then we'll hit the shoe right there. Hit this piece over here. Reason why I like using this harvest brown is once you hit it with the oils, the washes, it comes out really, really good. All right. We're just going to hit all of this. Because remember, we're trying to get it all uniform color. And I'm just pressing into that cavity right there. Not really painting, just pressing in and letting the watered down paint seep into all the edges. That's what I want. I want that paint to work for me, not I work for the paint. Because if it's a nice watered down color, it'll do just fine for you. Now, I know he has some flesh colors over here on his arm and stuff, but we're just going to paint the whole thing. The flesh colors will come back once it's all good and done. So yeah, just go ahead and get all that. And then we'll work out which ones are the, oops, let me bring that into focus here. Oh my. Okay, he doesn't want to. We'll go farther away then. Focus on that. There we go. And I also want you to see this. Look at this. Look at this. Oh, okay, maybe not. Maybe if I zoom in. I'm getting this paint on everything. You know, I see I got it on the back there. So, I mean, it's okay if you get a little bit on there. We're trying to avoid it, but again, we're just trying to get the paint on there. This is why I told you last time that it wasn't a big deal if you didn't get it exactly where you needed to, because we were going to be a little sloppy in this step anyway. So it's all good. We're going to get some on this right here. Get some on his little back hood right here. Again, make sure that you have a moist paintbrush and a moist brush, because we don't want either of those to dry out on us. But yep, we're just putting paint down on here. Alright, so once we have that kind of done for that one, we're going to quickly move on to the next one. We're just going to keep on going here. Add a little bit more water, because again, we want that to be a nice consistency. Just kind of get it all loaded up here, and then we'll start painting. Look at that, it's coming out real nice. Now, again, the Harvest Brown is a very dark color. This is a very dark colored brown. So once it's fully dry, you'll see it's very dark, very rich. I guess you'd kind of consider it like maybe a dark leather, probably. Once it's fully dry. Again, it has to be fully dry for you to actually see the effect, and that's actually what we're going to do. Once we get this layer on, and then we put that layer of the coffee latte. Once we get that layer down, we're going to let these dry overnight. Again, just like we did with the lead belcher. We want these to be as dry as possible when we go to the next stage. Now, they don't take all night, I'll tell you that right now. They only take like maybe 10-15 minutes to fully dry. Especially when you're doing thin coats like this, it doesn't take very long to dry. It doesn't take long at all. We'll hit all this just like that. We'll hit that because he has like a little mask on or something going on there. Make sure we hit that. Now another thing is that, like I said before, some of these areas that are underneath the miniature, they won't ever be seen. They won't be seen by anybody because nobody's like, you know, critiquing your miniature from all angles, you know what I mean? So just get the color on there. And if you don't get it very well, just make sure that when you do the wash, put a little extra down in that little corner because, you know, hey, you missed it or whatever, you know. Put a little extra down in there and bingo bango. No one will be the wiser. It'll all look the same anyway because it'll all be dark. And that's kind of why I like the dark themed colors, is because if I mess up a little bit, well, that's okay because the wash will hide most of my secrets. All right, one more. Look at it. We're cruising through these now. Because we're just trying to get this base on them, this color, and, you know, we'll take it from there. So yeah, I'm going to start off right here. Put in some of this nice color on his boot. On his other boot. On everything back here. Well, I hope everyone's enjoying the painting videos. I'm not a master painter, that's for sure. I'm not new at painting, but I'm not a professional, you know? It's just something I like to do as a hobby. This is just something that, you know, helps me relax, helps me maybe draw out some of that creativity, that hidden creativity of mine, because I don't feel that there's very much, but you know, it's very therapeutic to me anyway. I mean, I like just sitting here, putting some paint on a mini, seeing it where it takes me, seeing just where all of that might take me. Normally I have a pretty fun time doing it. Pretty fun time, actually. Remember, we're always trying to keep our paints thin. Keeping our paints thin. And our brush moist. We want all of those things to be true. Because this is going to help us in the long run so we don't lose... Dang phone. So we don't lose any of that detail. Look at that. It's coming out really great. Now again, this, you might need to put down another coat. And it would be the exact same process as we're doing here. Very thin, very light, just on those really raised areas where everybody's going to see. Because we want to make sure that that's a nice dark brown when it's all said and done. So there we go. I'm probably going to go back and put another coat on. But while we're letting those dry, now we're going to move on to the coffee latte. We're going to put a little bit of this on our plate. Just a little bit, not a whole bunch. And actually, you know what? Instead of using the flat number 2, which is a little small for what we're trying to do here, we're going to bust out this bad boy. We're going to bust out that 5 round brush, that big brush. We're going to get some nice clean water. Add that to our mixture here, the coffee latte. And we're going to put it down in the base. Yep, and we're just going to... doesn't matter if you get on the sides like this, that doesn't matter. But make sure you get in all the crevasses. Try not to hit his feet, but if you do, that's okay, because you're going to be putting on another darker layer. So it'll cover it up. It should cover it up anyway. But yeah, try not to hit the feet. Try to get it in all the crevasses. You could probably do this same trick, because I might have used Milliput on this when I made mine, but you could probably get this same effect if you use like a sand or some sort of small gravel. If you were to do the same thing, look at all those bubbles though. There we go. Got rid of the bubble. Oh, we have so. We got rid of most of them. There's gonna be a lot of bubbles because this is the big brush, and there's a lot of surface area on this thing, so it's gonna collect some bubbles. That's all right though. That's all right. I'm gonna go back for a little bit more water. Same thing. But yeah, you could probably get away with this same sort of effect, this same sort of illusion, I guess, on what I'm trying to do here with mine. Same thing with just a little bit of very fine sand. You want probably really, really fine sand, actually. As fine as you can get it. Another trick that you could use, which is actually a pretty fun one, and I've done it a few times, is you can actually get some cat litter. The rock kind, not like the pellets or anything, but like the rock kind of cat litter. And what you can do is when cat litter gets water on it, it clumps up, right? So when you use a water-based paint, like, the acrylic stuff, and you add water, what it'll do, it'll all turn into almost like a solid mass. But if you glue it down, first, it'll make a nice rigid piece. And actually, this right here, that is cat litter. I made mine look kind of like almost like a charcoal ruins type of deal, but I really liked it. I think it came out nice. All right, we'll continue here. And if the boot has some, if that one still has a little bit of, paint still wet down there, that's fine. We're gonna hit this with a wash anyway, and it's gonna really darken it up. So if anything, it's just gonna add to the effect. So don't worry too much about it. If there's a little bit of wet paint down there still for you, I wouldn't worry about it. It's all gonna go together anyway. It's one of the greatest things about a wash. They just hide all those mistakes. No one will be the wiser. Yep, just give them a little bit of a blow. I think all of them are pretty good. I might have to put another coat of this on here too. We'll have to wait and see. This has to fully dry before I can do that. But yeah, probably I would give this probably 20 minutes to fully dry before you try to look at it. But then these don't need long. You can see it's actually almost fully dry now. There's only a couple spots that aren't. Yeah, so like give it I don't know, 15 minutes, maybe 10-15 minutes. Give it that amount of dry, and then put on another coat. I'm actually going to do the same thing. Probably put on another coat on each of these, because I want it to be that very solid harvest brown. So do that, and I will catch you all in the next episode where we finish up the leather parts and the detail work. Probably. Maybe. We'll see. Till next time, peace out.